Hi there, my name is Dr. Monique Ruberu and I am an OBGYN physician. Just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about marriage. Like, what does marriage have to do with OBGYN? Well, all of my patients are female and at some point in their lives, many of them are married. And I believe that in order to be the healthiest that you possibly can be, there are three parts of your life that you have to really take care of. One is your health, as far as what's going on in my body. Are my bleeding patterns good? Is my health in general good? Do I have energy? All of that sort of stuff. Another part is your faith, or what faith do you ascribe to? Do you have a belief in something other than yourself that can really strengthen you and help you during times of difficulty? Something that you can really rely upon, and some sort of faith or religion. And the third aspect is your relationships, the most important relationship in your life. And oftentimes that most important relationship is marriage. So when all three of those prongs or legs of a table are all stable and all doing really well, then I find that my patients do really well and they can navigate through life with ease and grace. So, marriage. I just have a couple of quick tips for you about marriage and how to make the most of your marriage. When we enter into marriage, oftentimes people don't tell us that marriage is really a roller coaster. There are seasons. There are seasons of happiness. There are seasons of grief. There are seasons of difficulties. There are seasons when you feel very, very, very close to that person, and other times when you feel a little bit distant from that person. And it's important to know that although we walk through these seasons, that should not change our ability or our desire to love that individual and to choose to love that individual at every moment. You might not like what that person is saying or doing at that moment, but you can always choose to love that individual no matter what is happening. And when you choose to love someone and you show them nothing but love, what you're left with is love. In marriage, it's very important that we always prioritize. That we first prioritize, in my mind, God, because God is the one who gives us all of the strength and the peace and the ability to carry through and accomplish everything that we need to accomplish during the day. The second person on that pyramid should be your spouse, because if you are pouring everything into your spouse and your spouse is also pouring everything into you, you're being totally self-sacrificial towards one another, then your needs are completely met by the other person. So you're not having to be selfish and just looking out for yourself. No, instead you're looking out for that person. Then come your children. Notice the children are not at the top. The children are underneath the spouse. And the reason for this is because if the spouses are taking care of one another, then all of that love and all of that care pours down onto the children. The children naturally feel safe. They feel comforted. And children love it when their parents are doing well and when their parents are dating each other and are loving each other and they have a strong, happy, healthy relationship. That's when children thrive. So don't feel like you have to put your children in the corner and ignore them. No, not at all. You're including your children in your life and you're loving them, but you're just prioritizing God and then your spouse and then your children, and then everything works really well. If instead we put our children at the top and we're constantly taking care of them by ourselves as mothers, what happens is you become exhausted. You're doing it all by yourself. You're constantly eliminating your spouse from the need to engage with everybody else, and you're telling them, hey, you go take care of yourself, I'll just focus on the kids, and you end up completely devoid of any energy or peace or happiness, and then your spouse ends up feeling just very left out and used. So instead, try it the other way. God, then your spouse, then your kids. The second thing that I want to say is the importance of dating one another. At the very beginning of our relationships, we go on these amazing dates. We're getting to know one another. We're really starting to ask each other questions and understanding what each other likes and dislikes. We know each other's favorite color, favorite food, favorite music, favorite everything. But then as we settle into marriage and we get busy with the day-to-day things, and we're taking care of the kids, and we're taking care of the laundry, and we're taking care of the meals, and we're going to work, and we're doing all these other things, dating becomes less and less and less of a priority. We assume that we already know everything there is to know about that other person because we've been with them for so many years. But the reality is, you are not the same person that you were at the beginning of your relationship, and either is your spouse. So both of you have changed over time, and unless you continue dating one another and asking those questions, hey, is your favorite color still blue? Do you still like to eat this? What is your favorite music now? What have you been up to? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? How can I help you achieve them? What makes you happy? Because I want you to be happy. If you take the time to date one another, to have fun with each other, then you will find that your relationship will stay fresh, it'll stay happy, it'll stay exciting, and it will really help you to continue on this path and not just move on the path, but to really enjoy every moment that you're on the path with your spouse. So, date one another, enjoy one another. Don't feel like if you don't have enough money to go out for dates, that would limit your ability to date. No, just say, hey kids, every Tuesday night is date night. I need all of you guys to be in your rooms or somewhere other than this room, because this is our date room, and dad and I or mom and I are going to be in this room, and we're going to be having fun. So if you stay in your rooms, if you go to bed, have a box full of like dollar gifts and prizes that they can have in the morning if they stay in their rooms and don't disturb you. And you guys just sit and enjoy one another and talk and have a glass of wine or play a game or just, whatever. Turn off the TV and actually engage with one another and really have a wonderful date once a week. Just some time to really connect and be with one another. You will find that marriage is one of the most beautiful, engaging, awesome gifts that you could ever receive in your life if it's done well. So, my best to all of you. May God bless each and every one of you. Thanks so much.